A remote code execution vulnerability in a video game. John with today's not so critical update.
Dark Souls 3, super popular game series, so popular that it became a genre of its own. Has a remote code execution in it. The creators of Dark Souls, I believe the studio is called From Software. They are working on a new game called Elden Ring, supposed to come out this year, and I guess it was discovered that the same exploit can be found in Elden Ring. I believe the way the mechanic of the exploit works is that in Dark Souls, it's a solo role-playing game that is known for its difficulty. It is extremely difficult to play Dark Souls.
I don't like it because of that.
Yeah. Some people, they get off on the challenge because it is just, you're going to spend 50, 100 tries against a boss. But you can sometimes play either against a person or by calling in a friend, like the ghost of a friend or whatever. So using that mechanic, I guess there's a way to like payload you. I'm not exactly sure, but it was so serious that the devs turned off PC online anything. You could still play the game, just in an offline mode.
Why not just consider it one of the additional levels of difficulty of playing the game? You've got real life consequences.
You might actually get hacked here. So like, play your own risk, but you should play it because you're supposedly all about that risk.
Are you good at this game or not?
Yeah, are you actually that good? Can you beat hackers?
Dark Souls is a fascinating thing to me, by the way, because I came back to gaming quite late, and when I'd heard of Dark Souls, the name, but then when I found out it was like its own genre, and I kept on saying, Dark Souls-like games, and I was like, okay, there's that, but it's basically just this one game that is really hard, and there's other games that are also really hard. And they kind of the hack and slash thing
was pretty hard too.
SimCity 4 was extremely difficult. Very Souls-like for sure. Yeah.
Was there a remote code execution in SimCity 4 though?
God knows what kind of vulnerabilities come in Sims games. But no. So I think the cool thing about genres that are in the Souls-like genre is that the games aren't as hard as Dark Souls, and I've played like the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which is the single-player Star Wars game that came out a couple of years ago. Won like a bunch of awards. It was a really good game.
Remote code exploit?
Souls-like. Nope. Not yet, at least.
Not yet. Souls-like.
It was Souls-like, but it wasn't as difficult. It was difficult. I had a hard time for sure. It was a great game. Always wanted to be a Jedi. If you don't want to be a Jedi, you're weird.
That's true. That's 100% true. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
that's a fact. No, it's not.
Yeah. Thanks, Potty.
It's like potty, like Potty, because he's got a potty mouth.
Fuck you.
Oh boy, guess we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Sorry, I set it up now.
Potty Mouth Podcast. You little scamp, you.
Our listeners aren't going to be able to visually understand the beauty of potty. Just imagine a really.
And I hope they watched this after. Potty in the first place, or else this will be completely out of context and nobody will understand.
No one will even understand.
Yeah. Okay.
But so
I guess I have a question about game. Do game designers generally do a pretty good job with security? Is this an outlier, or are games as susceptible as any other platform software that's out there, or is there any additional context for this, John?
Yeah, I think its reputation is one, right? Like you'll have a new studio. For example, there was a game that came out called Crab Games by some no-name studio, and it was around the Squid Game hype. And it was literally a Squid Game copy in game format. And it was really fun. It was like $1, I don't remember, maybe even free.
Squid Game, the TV
show. And it's like a battle royale through mini games, just like Squid Games. And it's like you land it's exactly like the show.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Everything about it is everything about it is just like the show. But then on release, this is happening. People are just laser fast jumping around the instance that you're playing in. So cheaters figured out that there was things that they could exploit that quickly. So I think, and then God knows what else, right? Like you're exposing your PC and network to who knows what by allowing this game to run. So yeah, I think it is just as common as other software.
Yeah. It's a big game.
Yeah, imagine if you talk about like phone games, then you're almost guaranteeing that there's going to be at least spyware in there, if not malware, right?
Right. Yeah. Same thing with PC games. A lot of it is just simply negligence or ignorance from the devs, where they will allow things. One thing that comes to mind is New World, Amazon's New World.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, they unfortunately were allowing some client-side authority, and
which means that on the computer itself, it can decide what's going on in the actual game, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, asking for a friend's dad.
And well, that's fine in a role-playing game, like a single-player game. We're talking about most massive multiplayer online game with tens of thousands of players. They peaked at like 300 concurrent players when it first came out, or 700, I don't remember. But you were able to manipulate requests sent to the server through your client. That's a problem. For example, just a dumb example, if you roll during an enemy attack, if you as a player, if you make a roll to the side, you become invulnerable for a split second. If you grabbed the window of the game application at the top, if you grabbed it, it froze the game. So if I rolled and grabbed the top of the window and held it, my game would freeze. And in that frozen state, it would stop sending requests to the server and saying basically hold. But I was in an invulnerable state, so I would take no damage coming back. So I release after, let's say, 3 or 4 seconds, and then you see all this damage stacking from what was happening, but none of it is actually affecting me. That's just one example of serious flaws that New World made.
But not a security flaw.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Others.
Most of the flaws like that I've come across have always been hacks, basically, like ways to exploit things in the game. But a remote code exploit I think is actually quite uncommon. I can't
it is uncommon, and it's super serious.
Yeah, it's bad.
It shows, that the Dark Souls devs took this super seriously. They turned off online access instantly and went in to patch the issue. But it's been in the wild,
like any software.
Yeah.
Keep your system up to date.
How long?
Update the patches.
How long was it out for? Like, was this a kind of
I imagine it
black
was
hat that someone had done a presentation of Black Hat 4 years ago?
Right. No. I'm pretty sure this is like an old exploit that was only now discovered.
Peter, was that a Cineverse callback?
No, that was. What was it?
That was a Log4j.
Log4j.
Log4j
callback.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Cineverse hasn't come up again.
It's
I remember being told that was a huge
crazy
story.
Thing happened to me. I was sitting in a voice call with a few gamer friends,
Oh yeah.
And
as you do.
Yeah, just casually. But like these were new people I was just introduced to. And they're all friends with each other, and I'm like the random new guy. And they all work at the same place. And one of them was, this is the first time I'd been exposed to this in like firsthand, but one of them was like, hey, whatever username, do you guys run Java? I was running some unit tests, but I wasn't sure, regarding Log4j. And I was like, Log4j? Like, because they were talking about it so casually. It was the first time I'd seen Log4j being discussed in the wild, so I thought that was interesting.
Okay, interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Tell them to watch the podcast.
Tell them to watch the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, then they watch the maybe they are already watching it. Maybe they're watching
If you
it
are,
right now.
hit the like button. Totally helps us out.
Like and subscribe, guys.
I mean, subscribe if you want, but definitely hit the like button.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Fucking like and subscribe, you fuckers!
Yeah. Thanks, Potty.
Potty! God!